Hey, what's up guys, Totallydubbed here, and today I'm doing a video review on the Westone UM1 earphones. Now these earphones can be found for around £100 on Amazon.co.uk and $150 on Amazon USA. In terms of its competition, it comes out close with a lot. There's the One More triple driver at £100. There's a Sennheiser Momentum 2.0 in-ear earphones for £90. There's a Dunu Titan 1s for £85. And then there's the Shure SC215s at £92. So there's a lot of competition in the space. So what does the UM1 bring to the table? Now, first of all, unlike a lot of the earphones I mentioned, this is a balanced armature driver earphone. Therefore, you have a single balanced armature driver in each ear. Now, the earphones come with the following. There's a small little carrying pouch, which is great for portability. You have a huge selection of tips, which is nice to see at this price range, and a cleaning tool. And then you've got the earphones themselves with a removable cable. Now, just like the Westone W80s, which are one of the top-end universals by Westone, I found the cable extremely hard to remove. Even though it uses an MMCX connection, I did find it very hard to remove, to the point that I was pulling it out like so, which is very bad for the cable strain. So make sure that if you're going to be changing cable, that you're not going to be doing that often. But regardless, it does have a removable cable, so if you do a tug or rip this stock cable, you can always replace it with your own cable or even a Westone cable. Now, speaking of the cable, it is terminated by a 3.5mm plug. It's gold plated, and as you can see with the poles, there is no microphone on the cable, which is slightly a shame given the price of the earphones. The cable kinch is easy to use, and it's useful for storing the earphones without having to tangle the cable so much. And as I said before, it has a removable cable design. Now, the earphones themselves are well built. They've got a plastic shell which is slightly see-through, which you can hopefully see if my camera could pick it up, but it's having a lot of trouble today. But nevertheless, the earphones have a W for Westone on the sides, and within the earphones you've got a left and right embedded on the earphones housing. It's a little bit hard to see which one's left and right, but once you get used to it, you will understand which side is which, just because of the design of the earphones. In terms of the design of the earphones, they do isolate passively a good amount of noise. They're very lightweight in terms of the earphones themselves. Therefore, they sit very comfortably in your ears, and in terms of the overall isolation they provide, well, it's above average for an earphone of its size, or earphones in the price range. But nevertheless, if you want better isolation, I would suggest using the foam tips, which come included within the package, or actually going for a custom earphone or noise cancelling headphones, for example. So nevertheless, it does a good job for the earphone of its size and of its class. Now, most importantly, how does it sound? Now, the earphones are actually, in my opinion, aimed at musicians. The reason I say this is because of their sound signature. It's not something I would really like to listen to on a daily basis for my music. No matter if I'm listening to classical music, jazz, R&B, hip-hop, EDM music, hard rock, heavy metal, no matter the genre, I would have found the other earphones that I mentioned previously to be a lot better. For example, if you want something with a little bit more bass, the Dunu Titan 1 and the Sennheiser Momentum will provide a lot better bass and a lot better low-end rumble than these earphones will do. If you're looking for a lot of detail in the highs and a good clear mids, I would suggest the One More triple drivers. And if you want a more soft, neutral-esque sound, I would go for the Shure SC215s over the UM1s. So you might be wondering, okay, then why on earth would I ever buy the UM1s? Well, if you're a musician, you might want a certain type of sound, and that type of sound would be very mid-centric. Not to say these earphones are very mid-centric, but as they have a slightly flat sound signature and frequency response, but I would say that these are a little bit more tuned for musicians due to their non-overemphasis on the bass end and the non-emphasis on the highs, therefore making them sound rather flat, rather boring, rather dull, but somewhat very good for musicians looking for an accurate sound. So if you're looking for an accurate sound, the UM1s will be the place to go. So just talking you through the frequencies, in the low end there's very little sub-bass presence at all. There's very little rumble over there. It cuts off pretty quickly. The mid-bass has a very clean and precise slam. It's not overdone, or nor does it have a lot of quantity to it, but there's a lot of quality. You have to EQ it if you want a lot of quantity, but the quality is there and it's good to hear. The mids are fantastic. They're forward sounding and they're very much accurate, and they're not too much in your face and therefore sounding too artificial. The highs at the top end do roll off at the top end, so therefore they're a little bit smooth sounding, but nevertheless they have a good high-end extension, and they do sound relatively good in the highs. So as you can hear from the description I just said over here, it doesn't sound too enticing. Now the soundstage of the earphones is relatively good, especially the instrument separation. The instrument separation is fantastic. What Westone have done with these single balanced armature drivers is a great overall job. In other words, you've got great instrument separation, good sort of imaging, and good sort of tonality. Excellent if you're a musician, and also if you are going to be listening to your own music. So where do I class these? As I said before, I class these as earphones that are used specifically for musicians. If, however, you're not a musician, all the aforementioned earphones are a lot better. As I said, if you're looking for bass, go for a Dunu Titan 1 or Sennheiser Momentum. If you're looking for a flat sound signature but with a bit more life, the Shure SC215s will do a better job. And if you want something that's just generally my go-to, if I had music for earphones for music listening, I'll go for the One More triple driver out of all the lot. So in other words, there are better earphones out there if you're going to be listening for personal purposes, but if you're a musician, then you might enjoy these. So there we go, guys. That's been my review of the UM1s. Not something I can actively recommend, but I'm not the exact perfect demographic for them. However, I can see where they will be used and where they will be liked. So there we go, guys. Make sure you give this video a like, comment, subscribe, and favorite and share this video, as it always helps, and let me know what you think of the earphones themselves or about the competition. Take care. Totally dubbed out. Bye bye.